Love and peace. So, welcome. Shine Your Light 777. If this is your first time here, it's a pleasure and an honor. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and checking out another video. It's been in my spirit to do this reading all day. And I don't know about y'all, however, the energy from this full moon has me in a very relaxed state. I feel like my material is really in need of some downtime to just relax. I feel like there's a lot taking place energetically that requires me to be in a space of stillness. So I didn't move immediately. And then I had a couple personal readings to finish up. And now we're here. So it is resonating to do the Starseed Oracle, to do the reading with the Starseed Oracle deck. However, I'm a see, because we did get two new decks. And this is the thing about it, right? If you have been following my channel from a couple years back, I was doing readings. I wasn't doing them as consistently. However, I was doing them, and I had several decks. And then from that time, my deck collection grew quite a bit. However, be it the divine plan of everything, I went through a reset, and I only retrieved the decks that still resonated with where I am now, along with new decks that resonate where I am now versus where I was back then. So for anyone who watched the previous videos before, I had the Love Your Inner Goddess deck. This was a very helpful deck in giving us guidance and support and messages to help us connect to the divine feminine energy within ourselves. And the Secret Language of Light is another deck that I had that really resonated on multiple levels, from the light activations in the car to the messages and the transmissions that will come through to support us on our journey. So those are the two new decks. It's not resonating right now to do a reading with those. However, I'm sure there'll be a reading soon. And I just remembered that I didn't put my AirPods in to be sure that you all could hear me more clearly. I did get the microphone. However, there was some error with it and it coming. So I am waiting for a replacement. And willfully, it'll be here soon. However, it is my will that you are doing great. I will that you're in a peaceful state. And if you are not, by the completion of this video, I will that you would have received something that will aid in bringing you peace or balance with your current situation. The purpose of this channel is to offer some support and perhaps confirmation, and at times guidance with how to navigate here in our 3D reality, being here on Earth, and assisting you in waking up something within yourself that will help you to shine your light. Hence the name of the channel. My goal is to assist you and shine your light on this journey here on Earth, because it can be quite challenging navigating this physical reality and dealing with the many twists and turns that come with being a human or a spiritual being having a physical experience. And sometimes we need support, if not a lot of times we need support. And I am so happy that we're coming into a time where there are a lot more beings that are spiritually inclined, that are aware and further along in their spiritual journey, that are offering help and support to others on the journey. It reminds me of the principle of reaching back, putting your hand out and helping your brother or your sister to get further along, because you made it further. So now you're trying to help them get further as well, instead of the crab in a barrel analogy. So yes, willfully, the messages that come through today will be of great support and assistance with everything that is taking place. And as I said, the Starseed Oracle is resonating that it has something for us at this time, and it is coming that it will be another deck as well that has another message for us in this reading. So we'll get started to receive what is available to us and see how Spirit guides the rest of the reading. If you would like to participate in an energetic exchange in receiving what is available for you in this particular reading from Spirit, if you would like the video and or subscribe to the channel, it will assist in being able to tap in and connect to the energy, as well as for me to be able to receive or connect with you as well. And in the physical sense, it does let me know that you received something in the video, which does a lot for me in confirmation. So if you are inclined, it would be greatly appreciated. All right, one more time, and then we will get the cards that's available for us today. Excuse me. I don't know if you've been experiencing some yawning as well. However, I learned in my journey, in my process of growth, that yawning is a form of releasing energy. And sometimes with all of the planetary shifts that's taking place and just the spiritual updates that we're receiving within, it does cause for energy to be moved and there to be a need to release some energy. So embrace the yawning. You know, the Virgo in me just wants to say, be sure you cover your mouth. However, I'm not here to be your mother at this time. So whatever feels good to your soul, whatever feels good to your soul. So we're going to do a 4-card spread, and we're going to see what Spirit has for us. The space has already been cleared and cleansed and ready to receive. We do have the Eucalyptus Experiment Shine Your Light candle with clear quartz, helping to promote balance, boost concentration, calming, eases stress and nervousness, and it clears all of our chakras. All right, so we have for the first card, all paths lead home. To our divine home. This is a beautiful picture. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship within your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within and let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at-homeness, and throughout each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. That doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you go out into the world and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being, a state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep, deep within. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to turn your gaze within? That is a very positive, powerful Starseed Soul Inquiry. I know I've been experiencing that, revisiting the rhythm and the practices that I utilize to go within, to tap in, to be connected. Oftentimes, being a spiritual being, in this physical reality, there's an inclination to detach and to go into hermit mode. And sometimes it's really needed to go into hermit mode to regroup, to be within your own energy, to cleanse and release others' energies that have been taken on or picked up, especially in being an empath. However, sometimes being in hermit mode, it can be a little bit too much. We can get a little too comfortable in there and lose focus on what we are supposed to be doing. So if that resonates with you, take this as your sign to come on out of the hermit mode and show yourself, you know. And while the weather, you know, we're in the East Coast here, so we're in the fall. We just had several days of beautiful weather, and the weather is transitioning more into the fall. So before winter comes, it would be great to be out in nature, you know, to go for a walk, go for a jog, to sit in a park, to go by a pond, hug a tree, you know, walk on the grass. I know I did some grounding the night of the full moon. I was near the water, and I just took my slides off, took my socks off, and I just walked on the grass, and it was so rich and so plush under my feet, and I just sent all of the energy that I could to the center of the earth for it to be transmuted into a higher frequency that will serve creation, while also receiving the balancing that I need to be grounded in my own energy. Because a lot, like I said earlier, a lot has been taking place energetically, and just to help balance everything out while everything is being downloaded, it was important for me to ground. So if you don't already practice some type of grounding, I would encourage you to do that. Another technique that is really great, that has helped me quite a bit since my trip from Portugal, is sounding. Oh my God, sounding is so freeing. And it really moves the energy in the body. I remember I had the pleasure of working with a sound healer by the name of Emmanuel, Reverend Emmanuel. We call him Rev for short. And he's a sound healer, and he uses his voice to move the energy in one's body. However, if you don't have that gift, then you can utilize music. There's a lot of traditional indigenous music, and there's a lot of artists that's coming out with high frequency music as well that'll help with that. Binaural beats can also help as well, or binaural tones can help with that as well. I also have this, I think it's called a machada. It's just like this Hispanic, I don't want to say Mexican and it'd be wrong, so I'm gonna just say Hispanic instrument that you kind of like shake, or it may be indigenous, I'll say indigenous instrument that you shake, and when you shake it, it's the vibration of the sound moves the energy as well. However, sounding has been very, very instrumental in helping me to move the music and even moving your body, like moving your body in a very rhythmic, free-flowing way that resonates with you, helps move the energy as well. So hopefully those techniques will be of support to you as you clear all paths that lead home, and home being within yourself. The next card is, I thought I was on the page, but I wasn't. About to say the wrong card. There it go. Is trust the timing. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Oh, this is going to be good. I can feel it. This is going to be so powerful. Okay. So often, those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. It's never too late to answer a calling, and you're never too old. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You'll waste your precious time and energy when instead you can be enjoying your life. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one you are in. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seeds. It seems that everyone has anxieties these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on, to trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out. There's plenty of time. There's no rush, and it's never too late. Starseeds Soul Inquiry. How can you trust the timing of your life a little more? Man, this is so timely. I was having a conversation with someone maybe like a week or two ago, and I seen someone actually post something on social media within the week about the same principle of you're never too old. And the conversation that I was having with someone, we were like reflecting on how many people didn't fully step into their passion, their purpose until they were like in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know, a lot of the artists, there are some singers. I think about Bill Withers. You know, he didn't step into his gift until I think he was like in his 40s. Certain actors like Danny DeVito, and I know there's several others. I think what's his name? Not Lawrence Fishburne. Morgan Freeman. It's several people that it wasn't until the latter part of their years, their, you know, more mature years, where they actually stepped into their gift. So, you know, for us to apply time in this construct, this physical construct that we should be either having or doing by a certain time frame or say an age is inaccurate, especially if you are into astrology. Because if you know your natal chart shows and shares quite a bit of knowledge and information with you about your own individual timeline. And it will actually show that some of us it was never in the stars. It was never in the stars for us to like step into the fullness of our purpose in like early 20s or teens or 30s. Like some of us, it wasn't until later on. And what I've come to realize, and I'm not saying it's the definite, however, what I've come to realize is that some of the reason why, or one of the reasons why, is because some of us needed to gain the experience. Like we needed to go through and experience some things to unlock certain gifts that are inside of us, and that require time, because the Most High does not go against the system that the Most High set in place. So, you know, there's a universal system to how life here on earth is orchestrated. We are born as infants. Our entity comes into the body, and then we have to go through the process of the physical body catching up with the entity, while us coming through the veil of forgetfulness and going through a process of remembering in the 3D reality. And that's the merging of the conscious mind with the subconscious mind and being reconnected to our higher self. So it's an actual process. So I say all that to say, no pressure. This is right on time. We must trust the timing. The way that we think time works, that is not how it works. That is not how it works. So there's no need for us to put that type of pressure on ourselves. We are not in a race. We are not in a race. And I've been hearing and I've been ingesting and really surrendering to the idea, the reality that what is for you will not pass you by. So there's no need to rush, because what's for you will not pass you by. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. If you're meant to have it, you're going to have it. If you're meant to experience it, you will experience it. So it's no need to rush. No need to rush at all. However, to definitely explore how can you trust the timing of your life a little bit more is what Spirit would like for us to reflect on at this time. The next card is... if I could find H-I-J-K. Okay. Karmic relationships. Orient energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. This is a very beautiful card. Very, very, very beautiful. All of them are beautiful, especially the ones that look like they have water in them, which it does look like all of them have water in them. And we know water represents emotions, and it's cleansing, and it's the second most powerful force on earth in creation, I believe. However, nevertheless, the constellation Orion is thought, The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many starseeds who were a part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orient times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode, instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? Starseed Soul Inquiry. What relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict? Wow, that's beautiful. Soul growth. That's the whole purpose, right? The whole goal is to grow our soul, to be more in harmony with who we are, so we can do what we came here to do. And in that, having compassion and grace and understanding and love for our brother and sister and the effects that the journey of earth has had on them is vitally important. I found that it is vitally important to have that for another, because as Spirit shared, we're all looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. And some of us have taken the experiences here on earth in a manner which has caused some of us to be hardened. And it's important for those of us whose heart is still soft, and for us that are able to still love and to still offer compassion and still offer grace, that we do that, because it not only places us in a great position to be of service to others, it also genuinely helps to magnify love and raise the vibration and the frequency of the planet, so that we can be more in harmony with the divine plan and order of things. So yes, karmic relationships. Wow, and that's something else, because that's another idea that's been coming up as well. The different relationships, and really taking nothing for granted, that different people that we meet on our journey, that it's all for a reason. There was a saying that the elders used to say, for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And in the divinity of it all, that's truly like such a real tangible concept that we've been living, that we encounter people on our journey for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And even when we think a person is a lifetime, the lifetime could be the completion of the idea. It doesn't have to be the completion of the human lifespan that we are here on earth. It could be the lifetime of an idea. So it could be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 13 years, 12 years, 20 years, 30 years, and then that idea be complete, and it's time for us to move on to another idea, which attracts another entity to be with us on the journey. However, I find it to be vitally important to be able to treat each person with the same grace, the same love, the same openness, because just because that person is there with you for a reason, it's not any less than a person that was there for you, with you for the lifetime or for the season, because there was a contract and an agreement made in the sun long before we came here, that we would agree to come and meet at a certain time for a specific purpose that would unlock, that would enlighten, that would bring comfort, that would bring peace, that would bring stability, that would express love, that will cause us to remember. So we want to treat each entity with the same love and respect, because they agreed to come and help us, or we agreed to help them. So many of us, we discard people, we treat them as though they're replaceable. And there's billions of people on the planet, so I understand the thought process. However, the idea is that there was a specific alignment that was orchestrated to cause the path of these two individuals to meet, and for there to be some type of interaction, connection, if you will, chemistry a lot of times as well also, and sometimes a divine knowing to be present. So treating everybody accordingly would be right. I think the Bible says, what you do to the least of me, you do on what you do to the least of mine, you do unto me. So I think it's important that we treat each other, as though we are treating the Most High, when it comes to the encounters, and get out of the rhythm of taking advantage of people and taking people for granted and treating people poorly, because Like, first of all, who wants that on their record, right? Because everything you put out, it has to come back. You have to pay for that. Like, there's a reward that will be issued for that. So who wants that, right? Some people call it karma. Some people call it divine payment. Either way, you know, the natural order of things, you know, that has to be responded to. Why not put out all of the positivity, all of the love that you can, so what comes back will be magnified what you put out, and it'll be rewards in the pleasant sense, right? The last card in this spread is Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. I love it, I love it, I love it. Harmony and balance. You're part of the lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to the upliftment. We're gonna do that again. Maybe I need a sip. All right. You're part of the lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to the upliftment of the planet, to returning time and again to see the light. The crystalline ones, the ones who are here to plant the sacredness of life back in, to honor both the sacred feminine and masculine, to usher deep reverence back in. Many ascended masters are thought to be connected to the energy of Sirius, often appearing in a shade of blue. They hold the frequency of pure love and are here to help the masculine and feminine exist in harmony, to ensure greater balance, to help us see that we're all connected and that masculine and feminine energies exist within us all. You're being called to bring about this balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine, to be a guardian of harmony and balance on earth. Think of the whales traveling around the globe, sharing love through their healing vibrational song. Their unique notes send balance and harmony to every corner of the planet. A rebalancing of the masculine and feminine is occurring worldwide. It's a resurgence of the sacred within us all, a returning of the sacred union within, a rekindling of heaven and earth. You can begin to bring harmony and balance by creating it in your own life. The ripples will flow from there. You can honor and balance the sacred masculine and feminine energies within yourself and others. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to bring harmony to your life or the planet? How are you being called to honor the sacred masculine and feminine within you? Wow, that's pretty dope, actually, because to me that resonates as a beautiful completion to this spread from this deck, because we spoke about the necessity for balance, right? The need to ground oneself, the idea of all paths lead to home, and what we need to do to be at peace within ourselves. And that can translate into the balance between the divine, masculine, and feminine energies within us, as well as the karmic relationships as well, right? We just spoke about the idea of treating each other right, operating from the base of love, and it being so important because not only does it reflect where we are on our journey, however, that vibration and frequency is being magnified outward. So even if a person doesn't receive it, they don't accept it, it's still being put out into the atmosphere, like the whales and their beautiful songs. And we also spoke about the idea of sounding, right? That's an example of sounding. I don't know if there's recordings of the whales singing that we can play and experience the vibrations that way. However, that's definitely an example of sounding. And I just love how the confirmations they always come through to bear witness that the ideas are in harmony, and they all connect. So because of the divine masculine feminine being specifically spoken of, we're going to go ahead and choose a Love Your Inner Goddess card to end the message that Spirit has for us in this particular reading. Yes. This is card number 30. And this is Priority of Purpose. Priority of Purpose. You are a dreamer, but you are also meant to be a doer. It's the right time to cast off some of the demands on your time and attention that are keeping you from pursuing your true purpose. If you have many dreams, that's fine, but it is wise to focus on what you can do now. Allow your other dreams to percolate in the background for a while. When it's time to attend to them, you'll know. For now, do what you can and don't be afraid to make a sacrifice or two along the way. Those sacrifices will be repaid in more ways than you currently know. You won't lose anything by dropping the distractions and going forward. Spiritual guidance. Making a choice can be hard. As if to say yes to one thing, you have to say no to 15 other things. Remember that saying no is just saying not right now rather than never. There is a higher plan for your life that includes all of your passions. You can do it all, but just not all at once. Your soul knows how to build your most inspired and beautiful divine life, as though it were building an extraordinary temple for your spirit. It knows that the foundations need to be prepared and the walls built before the windows, doors, and skylights can be installed. The roof may be absolutely one of a kind, incredible, but if you try to lay the roof before you've built the walls, you are going to have some problems. There is a certain order to how things need to happen, which the soul intuitively knows. That is why listening to the soul and trusting your inner guiding voice makes more sense than trying to accomplish everything straight away and ending up with so much less than you deserve for all that effort. Every moment of patience and sacrifice that you make now is stored up by the universe as a sweet grace that you will receive back later, as everything falls into place so perfectly. Tune in and trust your soul to show you how to gain everything you've dreamed of, one simple step at a time. Wow, that's beautiful. And the message, by all means, I will for you to utilize your intuition and to receive whatever resonates with you, however the message resonates with you in your life currently and in the future. However, what resonated with me to share with you is that there's an order to everything, and everything must start with you. And regardless of what resonates with you is your purpose or your plan or your goals or all these beautiful creative ideas that you have that we all look forward to seeing and experiencing, it's important for you to start with yourself first. And each card, if you rewind back, each card has something specific that related to us, and it starts with us and then it went outward. And the more that we have a rhythm of being connected and operating in that manner, the more that we'll be able to have the priority of purpose. It is my will that you received all of what was available for you in the message today from Spirit. It is an honor and a pleasure to be a vessel that is utilized in this manner to be able to assist you in shining your light. We all have something very divine and unique and specific and interconnected that we are here to do to assist in raising the vibration and frequency of the planet so that creation and life can be magnified. Love can resonate throughout all. If it is that you benefited from this recording, I ask that you consider an energetic exchange and either subscribe, or share the video. And leave a comment. Let me know how it resonated with you. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what stood out, especially if it's something completely different from what I received, or if what was coming through me to share with you is exactly what you needed at this time. Until the next time, remember to shine your light. Love and peace.